Should we just jump right into it? You had some profiles, right?
Yes, let me just share my screen with you.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
And for the other job that we posted for social media content writer, we have some submission for the test for the role for Twitter manager.
Oh, you made a test project for the Twitter as well?
Post for. I'm just going to show you the people that we shortlisted for Twitter. Show you something on the screen.
Yeah. It's lagging now anyway. But can you walk me through what you're going to show me now exactly?
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to show you the people that I shortlisted for the job that we posted on Upwork for Twitter manager. There were loads and loads of people applying. So I shortlisted 8 of them, and if you open the profile, you're going to see it in the shortlisted section.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go in and check from my side.
Yeah, sure.
For Twitter, you said, right?
Right.
Let me find it here on my side. 8 people, right? I can see it.
Yeah, 8 people.
Perfect. So the people thumbs up on, they go to shortlist, and then do you do thumbs down on anyone? Any people?
Yeah, I usually do. I did it on John because of the budget.
Yeah.
I didn't work out between us, so 1 to 2 accounts, but I kept them. I wanted to talk to them again, like ask them a question, so I had to unarchive them from the chat just to see how they would respond, and I can analyze.
It's okay. I see it from my side here.
Yes, so these are the 8 shortlisted people basically that I have. Based on the requirements that we have, I found these with good English. I think they can do it good.
Perfect.
So these are the candidates that are from Meta.
It's okay. I can see them. So what I want you to do with all the proposals for these people that you shortlist, good, that's perfect. And then for all the ones that you shortlist, also that, if you're talking with someone and for some reason we know that they're not relevant for us, then do the thumbs down so they kind of get archived.
Sure.
And with the messaging, I want you to do what you've been doing, where like you message everyone, you give them a chance to prove themselves and like to check out our content and everything. But you don't need to like keep on messaging them. You know what I mean? So like basically once they have applied, we send them a message like you've been doing. Maybe there's another message. Like it depends a little bit, right? But then either they're gonna do the test project or they're not gonna do the test project. And then like if they don't do the test project, they're gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm working on the process for this. I'm gonna send it over for you also clearly so you have it in writing.
Okay.
This is perfect. And for all the people you shortlist, we don't need to have anything like this where you go through them because I will go through them myself. Just send me a message. And like you probably don't even have to send a message. Just by short them, I will just go in when I have time and I will like look through them and take the next step if we need to. If that makes sense.
Perfect. Yeah, that does. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Perfect. And then we'll do the same thing for all the jobs, So like you'll shortlist people everywhere in all the job posts, and then I will go into the shortlisted ones and I'll look at your messages, I will look at their portfolio, get the result from the test project, and then I will determine the next step.
Yeah, and for the graphic designer post that we have, basically do have some questions. Like we want to have them create us thumbnails, we want to have them create us graphics definitely for the brand. Are we gonna have them create us videos too? Like you mentioned about animated videos that we're going to have. Like can I have a brief?
So I'm not sure. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same person either. Like the idea with that role is that they will do the static graphic stuff. Like the thumbnail, like their responsibility will be all the static assets. And we will use those static assets everywhere, like on the website, on social media, for thumbnails, maybe on presentations. So maybe a better description is like, static graphic design.
Right.
And my thinking is if they can also do animation, they can do it. But I'm not sure if maybe those skills aren't so compatible. I don't know. Maybe it's rare to know both.
In my opinion, if someone knows how to do animations, definitely they learn the graphic design part first. Then they jump down the other one. So this is how it goes in my opinion. So I think if someone can do animations, definitely they can do the graphics perfectly fine.
Yeah. So then I think we should aim for people who know both so that they can do all the static assets, plus they can do all the static assets with animations, basically. So that if we need anything that isn't just like your video or photography, we go to this person, they can handle all the, I don't even know what to call it, but like all the non-real assets, like animations or just icons, whatever we need.
I get it. And for the test that we created the other day, we do have some people that created a test for us and they responded to it in the document. So I do have people that have, submitted the document to us. So what I'm going to do is right after the meeting, I'm going to share their name with you, or I can share them with you right now if you want.
Yeah, you can share it. If you're thinking about the recordings, what we'll do in the video editing, we'll cut it out. So if we publish the recordings, we're not going to show any names like publicly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. So shall I just send it to you here?
I mean the documents?
The names of them to apply to the documents, or I can just show you one document as a sample here on the video call as well, like the meeting.
Yeah, sure. Just show it on the video call, if it doesn't lie. And like, I'm not sure if what you're thinking now is necessary because if they complete the test project, you should shortlist them and I'll look through the chat and then I'll have all the documents and stuff in the chat. You know what I mean?
Actually, I just want to have you and me before meeting already. I just want you to go through it and I can see what you're looking for. I can get an idea. So I can, in the future, I can see
I understand.
we have this document. There it is. So here is our candidate that sent us this document. So what they did is they created columns like you did on the YouTube video.
I see everything. So what I'm going to do is once we have a few different, I'm going to start doing it soon, but as soon as we get these results in, I'm actually going to make a video where I go through each and every one of them. So then you'll clearly see all my thoughts and like how it can be better, what we're looking for. So then you can just look at the video,
Yes.
So we don't need to go through it here now because I'm going to do that in the video.
Yeah, sure.
So then over time, you're going to know exactly what I'm looking for. So, and you can rewatch the video and everything. So I think that's just a better approach. I'm going to do that for all, like every single post until we notice that it's a lot of the same things I have to say. And then we've reached like a point where I've said everything basically. And then we have everything in the videos, right? So
yeah, that's the best idea. So just in case if I have questions, I can just go through the video again and I can rewatch it just for more clarity.
Exactly.
Always have a video is an awesome idea.
Yeah, exactly. And then the goal is eventually for you to know it as well as I do. And then you'll just do the judgment of that. And I don't even have to do it anymore. And then eventually you'll do the same with someone else. So they will learn it. And then you move up, let's say, in the career hierarchy or whatever you call it. That's really my vision. I really want to bring everyone up as we grow and as we become more people. And
I just have one last question with me about the emails that we had to outreach to people. When do you think is the right time to start for us to do that?
as soon as possible. I'm just behind in the production. I've been working on that yesterday and today as well, just to get it set up. Really close now, actually. So it's my biggest priority. So as soon as possible. And then I'm gonna, I told you, like, you're gonna get the email, you're gonna get a list of emails, and then we're just gonna, so it's a priority, but it takes some time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. I understand.
But in the meantime, we have the recruiting, which is great. That's also a bit of a learning curve. We figured that out. I'm really excited about the recruiting actually because I feel like we really have the potential to make it good. So I'm really excited about it and to bring more people on the team. And,
yeah, it's gonna be.
And recruiting is actually a bigger part than I expected initially. I've learned a lot this past week because I don't think I really realized personally how big of a task it is to recruit people and like to consistently do it well. And by having good systems in place, how much more efficient it can become. So yeah, I've learned a lot this week actually.
Yeah, it's a task itself.
Big task and it's important too. Okay, was there any other questions you had?
Yes, the Twitter insights that we had today.
Sorry, can you share the screen so we can see it? So it creates context in the video so we can discuss it. You know what I mean? So the viewer also can see the stats.
Actually, I'm a contributor, so I cannot see the stats. So only you can see the stats.
Okay. Maybe you can just share the message I sent to you in the chat.
Yes, I can.
Because I did a screenshot, right? Because I think that's also great. Like the more ways we can also create a context for the viewer, I think that's good if they watch it in the future.
So I'm sharing it right.
Yeah, so let's discuss it. Okay, here we go. So what's your question?
I don't have a question, but I definitely had to look why it went down because I was doing it regularly. When I was doing it in 2 patches, like I did at different times of the day, the comment outreach too. On Twitter, it was like we were getting the result. But past 2 days, I have been doing it once at a time, like, and maybe I can do twice a day. So that is why I think it went down. So the best strategy, I think, at the moment is doing it in 2 patches.
Yeah.
What we do, the more motivational, the more engaging replies that we give to people, like the ones that sound like a post itself,
Yep.
they grab you engagement. This is what the conclusion I conclude from when I had a look at.
Yeah, it makes sense. When I look at it now, we have like, how do I say it? It hasn't bounced back, but it has stopped. Anyway, what I can say is it's still a positive trend, so it's good. So whatever you did, I think it worked a little bit because it jumped back up.
Today.
Yeah, today.
Actually, I did put some engaging comments and did some pretty new strategy. Wanted to go up. I don't want it to go down, you know.
Exactly. So it kind of bounced back a little bit. So we're still on a positive trend. So I think that's good. It's still like on the bottom of our positive trend, but it's still positive. So we saved it a little bit.
Yeah, it'll go up in the coming days.
Yeah, so that was good. Faisal. While we're talking about Twitter, I can also just give some feedback. I'll just go through the tweets, just some thoughts I've had for you to consider. Some of the tweets are like amazing. I'm like, oh shit, this is so good. Some of them, there will always be some tweets that are better than others, of course. One thing that I don't like so much is you've made a few tweets where, like this one, for example, what's a fitness tip that sounds fake but works like magic? That's one example. You also made one that was what's something you used to think was cringe but now swear by. I think they're good tweets. It's just from a brand image perspective. I don't want us to imply that it's cringe or that it's fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imply that I don't want even people to think that in their heads that it even could be fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just we need to try to. It's a good tweet, but I think it's not a good brand message. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Something to think about. Always think like, okay, this tweet, is it strengthening the brand? Is it reinforcing the brand image? And if you don't think it does, okay, maybe tweak it or skip it, even if it's a good tweet. Okay.
Yeah.
There was something else I see that's been a little bit of a pattern sometimes. It's something I can't see a tweet now, but it's something like let me see if I can find an example. This one, for example, passive calories don't exist, but passive resistance, that's our special. So if we take that tweet as an example, I think it's a little bit. Sometimes you have this pattern where it's about the product and the effect of the product.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's very important. That's very correct and it's factually correct. And passive resistance, for example, I'm not sure if I would say that's completely factually correct. I would say quite the opposite. I think we're creating active resistance with the weight. So I think over time, as you also, I'm going to show you more videos in the future also exactly why the product works, how it works, all of the science behind it. So then it will also become more clear. But I think it's important when we make statements about the product and the effects of the product that it's actually correct. Say something here that's not correct. I think. Let me see if I can find another example. I actually can't find anything now, so maybe it wasn't so many of them. I want to emphasize like most of the tweets are really good. I really like. I don't want to focus just on the negative.
Yeah, I think we should not use negative words in our tweets in the SP right now.
Yeah,
Fake is a negative word. Fake is a negative word.
True,
Let's
true,
not use the negative words and be very realistic about when we say anything about the product, especially and brand.
That's a good insight. Yeah, no negative word.
I get it.
Let me think. There was something else that I was thinking about with the tweets. I do think that you've touched on this before many times, but these motivational, more generic tweets seem to do better. I think you said, and I agree. I think I don't want the tweets to just like be about the product all the time and us promoting just the product, but I want to create value for the audience. And the motivation is one way to create that. Also educational. If we can do maybe a little bit more educational, and I hope we will solve this with time as we also get more members onto the team because creating educational content takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
Just something to consider. I don't want you to like go all crazy and start researching and making super like well-informed tweets, but just something to keep in mind that we don't want to just pitch the product all the time.
I get it.
I really like that when you do questions, it's good. Like when you do alternatives, I think it's really good. I think it also shows good results. Like the hardest part of getting in shape, A, starting, B, consistency, C, excuses. That stuff I think is great. One last thing to say. Also, it would be nice to have some thread. You know what a thread is, right? It's more of a longer tweet where it's like you have multiple comments and it kind of drags the viewer through down. So that could also be something to consider. Threads also take more time and effort to make. So I don't want you to like spend too much time on it. I think the recruiting is a better use of your time right now. But if it becomes natural.
Yeah, actually, I can give it a try because I've been doing it since a long time, so it's not going to take much of my time. I'm actually making a sheet for myself that I was adding tweet to, so I'm writing as well. So that will help us improve with time. So yeah.
Very good. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Anything else?
Actually, not really at the moment. Just focused on Twitter, like to go up. And for the recruiting part, yeah, I get too many messages and I have to see the proposals and everything. So yeah, it is time taking as well. So just focused on it and trying to improve, learn from you, learn your voice, your brand voice. This is what I'm on these days.
And with the recruiting, I'm going to send over soon more of a detailed manual for that as well for you. And until then, just keep doing what you're doing and shortlist the people and just let them be there. I will go through them when they're shortlisted. And if you go through all the people and everyone is shortlisted and everyone, you've gone through everyone and we don't get any more proposal, then we close the job and we post a new one, identical. So we always keep the inflow of people.
Yeah. For example, the Twitter job.
Yeah.
I think I've shortlisted people. It's done from my side, so I'm going to post another one.
Yeah, exactly. And regarding like the Upwork policy, I don't know, maybe you need to cancel the old one and post a new one. I don't know how it works. I think you can look into that a little bit better. But basically, we want to have a post up at all times, so we always have an inflow of people.
Yes, I actually had to look at the Upwork policies. We cannot have the same post again and again or something alike. So I can play with the words.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do. I'm on it. I've gone through it, everything. So I'm going to do it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good day. Bye-bye.